Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. Wow. What's up? I gotta turn those main speakers off. Jim Wedge Nelson in the house. How'd that sound? You guys like shit? Jim Wedge. Alright, I just had to check the stream audio there. I haven't done this shit in a while, and you guys know what a fucking noob I am in the first place. Cheers to you, folks. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. Possibly. We might. Jim says, anyone see President Musk presser in the Oval Office? He's brilliant and certifiable. No, I was streaming the Senate confirmation, or the. I have to be honest. I'm a little confused, or was a little bit. I learned something. I was learning, not just today, the other day, that they even have to consider the nomination. It's really fucking strange. It's like, well, it's like you have to confirm the confirmation. You have to confirm the hearing for someone to be confirmed. But yeah, some fucking chud came in, Jim, and said that, like, why are you guys running this shit? Why aren't you watching the fucking Musk presser in the Oval Office or some bullshit? I don't know. Man, I tell you, brother, my time for like getting like the boring kind of tasky stuff out of the way is like in the very early morning hours, like like the fucking small hours, right? 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, sometimes before I go to sleep. And there's just so much. You should see my fucking list. And I just can't bring myself to it's like I'm. That's why I haven't been on cam in like probably 10 days or something. I'm just like, I feel great, and maybe that's why it's like, fuck, I feel great, not fucking diving so deep in the shit, but it's irresponsible. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that, Jim, but yeah, I seen somebody mention the Musk presser. President Musk presser. That's fucking funny as shit, dude. Jim said Musk had his little fucking kid standing next to him, 2.5 years old. Will be a good playmate for fucking Eric Trump. He is a doofus, like looks like a doofus, but Jim, did you ever, I could probably find it, the fucking Muppet tune, Mana, when Trump and Hillary debated. Oh my God, it was fucking ridiculously good. Fucking, they had Trump's kids in there waving and shit. Mana. Mana. That's funny as fuck, dude. I wonder what's going to become of Don Jr. Well, honestly, I know what's Don Jr. has a couple choices. I'm assuming. I mean, money won't. No matter how much money you have, you can't buy the desire to quit doing cocaine. Like, you can have all the fucking reality escape rehabs in the world, the best ones. You can fucking have Musk build you a fucking insanely tranquil fucking place on Mars. And if you don't want to fucking quit doing coke, you're fucked. Money won't help. At some point, money's probably a problem if you have a coke issue. Or doesn't help, I guess. I don't know. Prolongs it, maybe. Seriously, if I seem like I'm have a little more curiosity about Junior in that way than one might seem, it's because it's fucking I wonder what's worse, like coke or fucking painkillers, like opiates. Some shit I'm not gonna elaborate, but some shit I haven't done. Like some of the dirtier drugs I never did, thankfully. But like I wonder how like I've never understood crack, but how it can be so fucking. Yeah, Jim says coke is not a good thing. Alternatively, coke is too good, bad jujube. Yeah, it's like everything like there's no knowing, right, Jim? I don't know if you have personal experience. I'll say I do a little bit from back in the day, right? I mean, I was playing in the fucking band. We were gigging anywheres from fucking 3, 4, 5 nights a week. Our longest stint was 17 nights in a row. So yeah, and all through the 90s, it wasn't surprising that I would have been around that kind of stuff. But it's like you don't. I guess one wouldn't know when it's already too late, right? Like I have a pretty addictive personality, I think, in the sense that, well, I get not to sound fucking obsessive or fucking creepy, but I have no problem. Like I really feel like when I get to know folks, even if it's through the internet, if you spend enough time with someone every day, yapping with them or whatever every week for so long, right? And I get hung up on just all kinds of shit that's plenty healthy, art, music, where it fucking drives me, right? Like it happens, I look forward to it. those times where I'll just be like, you guys might see me disappear for a week or so because some music gets stuck in my head or some artwork or whatever it is. But yeah, I had my enjoyment with certain recreational things, right? But and I'm kind of surprised that it was never when I decided this wasn't fucking healthy, it was never like no looking back type of thing. It was like just move on. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Like I've had alcoholics in my family like a lot of folks do. I've seen it fucking totally. I've seen like my brother-in-law, God rest his soul, he was man, he and this is what I was talking about a minute ago. It's like he was such a bad alcoholic, and would have been probably very early 40s, I guess, late 30s, early 40s, and he wanted to quit so badly for his family. And this was after him and my sister had already split up, but my sister was was friends with his new girlfriend at that time and all that shit, and he had a new child with the girlfriend and stuff, but he wanted to quit drinking so bad it almost killed him. He ended up in the hospital, and I think it was only like the second time I've ever heard of that happen. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I don't want to get too personal, but yeah, because I've known folks very close to me that were bad. They just could not live without it, but I guess maybe I never seen them go more than a day or two without booze. Rather they were slowing down or whatever. Like, I was just a little shocked that your body would go into shock from lack of alcohol after you drank. I just had no idea, honestly. Because I drank pretty heavily at times. I never had a drink to fucking function. I drank so heavily because I just loved to party. Like, I would drink until I was sick, and it was stupid. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck am I doing, This is early 20s. And it's like, as soon as I felt good enough, man, and was fucking well-rested and, working my butt off and back at it, it's like, phew, time to start drinking again. Jim says I have some experience. Regular visits to Oliver, everyone's guy buying the. God damn it! I was playing, so I'm sitting way far back. Oh, buying the fourth 8-ball in 48 hours. I don't think I had too many, though. Yeah, I appreciate you, Jim. I have so many fucking idiots always listening and ready to beat me up. Right? Not that it's a big deal, but it wasn't very often that I ever was in that situation where I was fucking hitting my guy up at 2 a.m. necessarily. I'm sure it happened, but I was just always stupid and well prepared ahead of time. I was running out, it was at like 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon after I'd been up for 3 days. Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, it's sad, I know, but I would get so sick, Jim, that I would end up in the emergency room because I couldn't stop heaving and I'd hyperventilate and get so dehydrated. I know, it's sad. And it's just because, well, I drank too goddamn much, but I don't know. I had really bad hangovers for a few years. And I really honestly, I don't understand why, because I drank just as hard before those few years. And I had taken some time, like, I think I stopped drinking for, I don't know, fuck, almost a year or something like that in my early 20s. And it wasn't quite a year, but. And then I was able, and I fucking drank just as hard again after that. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was that there would be times I would just get so sick and I could not stop getting sick. It was the craziest thing. But I haven't, I couldn't even tell you. I mean, I've gotten buzzed several years ago, every once in a great while, doing these streams because I'm having a Black Russian now. Sometimes they'll, and I usually don't, they're huge. I don't know how big this mug is, but they're huge, and I don't make them fucking weak. But sometimes, I usually only have two, but sometimes they'll hit you. You know how it is. This shit will hit you harder than normal. So I've had the warm fuzzies on doing these streams before from having cocktails, but I just don't enjoy it. Like, if I have a cocktail like this, it's like I want to enjoy it. I don't want to be like, meh, after a couple hours. And it's been so long, but I know that's how it'd be. Like, I just would not be able to sit there and pound down. Well, not sitting here at home in the studio or whatever. Maybe out during the day, throwing shoes with folks or something like that. I might be able to have beers all throughout the day again, but I don't know. Mom always said I was praying to the porcelain god. Oh, I promise not to drink anymore. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I was a sad sack during those times. Oliver's day job was a theater costume artist. Always some confused girls hanging about, right? Man, dude. I mean, some of that shit, like, I've been smoking dope for way too long, 40 years at least. Way before that. But, and, I know it's a big deal across the country with, for the last decade or so being legalized here and there. And I mean, I have 2 possession of marijuana charges on my record and stuff, right, from years ago. But, and it's funny, you can grow it legally, all that shit now. But, yeah, I don't talk about like, and I know this, and feel the same way, but it's like we have, you live long enough, like Kathy Lee Gifford said, you live long enough and you have a pretty incredible life no matter who you are, where you are, right? And yeah, fortunately or unfortunately, whatever, sometimes drugs and alcohol are part of some of the best stories, but certainly nothing I'm like would brag. Nothing I'm that ashamed about. I mean, it's not. Never did nobody wrong but myself back in those days. I had 2 fellas very close to me. One was pretty, one of 2 or 3 of the best friends, right? And he was a driver for a local dude. That was the guy for our whole fucking area. It's like, Jesus Christ. And then my other buddy, fuck, whole different situation, right? My best friend, he was going to Detroit, Chicago. My other buddy was local right here with the Mexicans. Holy fuck. I've seen so many people get messed up though, Jim, as I'm sure you probably did. It's like you would people maybe you wouldn't see every day, but when you're younger, right, we were always I know you worked a lot when you were younger, but we were always, or I know you traveled some and stuff, but uh, you'd always see well, here in West Michigan, there's 100, 200 people or whatever, and you're that you knew around your age and partied with, few younger, few older, whatever. So you wouldn't necessarily see folks every day, but when you're younger like that, you'd see a lot of those couple hundred folks or whatever every week at some point, right? And it's just like, holy fuck, watch. It's like, stop smoking crack or doing whatever the fuck you're doing. It's crazy. Yes. Yeah, what the fuck is his name? I forgot. Jim says he met Kathy Lee Gifford and her au pair, spoiled son, at Disney World. Kid pushed your daughter in the pool and she clocked him. That's funny. I told Kobe. I was I wasn't like, Frank Gifford, I don't know when he stopped announcing football games or whatever. I wasn't huge into it while he was still doing it. Um I mean, I do remember him doing Monday nights with Al Michaels and shit, but uh I was never like a Kathy Lee Gifford fan. I know, shocker, I know, but for whatever reason, I would get hung up watching live with Regis and Kathy Lee, and I became a huge Regis Philbin fan. Like the dude is cool as hell, and his wife. But I think it was on when Kathy Lee went to maybe the NBC morning show or something like that. One of those with Hoda. God, I forget Hoda's last name. That's one of the most, I've said it a few times, Jim. I know it's crazy and I could probably do better, but it's one of the most profound things that I've ever heard, and it's just as shocking to me as it is you that I it came from Kathy Lee Gifford, but she was saying it in the sense of, and I can't remember who it was that, I think it was one of the and this sounds so terrible. I think she may have been Pakistani. There's a real memorable photo of a young lady who was fought to go to school, right, in a place where there, that wasn't allowed religious bullshit, didn't allow women to. And now she's an educator, and this was a long time ago, but I think it was that she was commenting on her, and she said, no matter who you are and where you come from, if you live long enough, you're going to have an extraordinary life. And it was also in that same segment that she was talking about, that Kathy Lee Gifford was talking about when she was a 15-year-old girl in a Christian family. What do they call the uh, revivals? And her dad would bring her and her sisters or whatever family into prisons to sing gospel tunes for men. Anyways, I'll never forget that because, yeah, I didn't have the greatest, necessarily maybe the greatest opinion of Kathy. I never trashed her. She just, and it was never fair, obviously, right? Because I didn't know her personally in any way, shape, or form. Only what little the media would portray, and she portrayed as herself. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Jim says he'll admit being a fan of Kathy's au pair smoking. Yeah, did she have a hot little babysitter? Adult babysitter? What happened, Jim? Is it just me and you tonight or what? Jim, uh, one thing I appreciate about a good many of you folks is most of you, you, Fred, Mac, Laura, of course, they bear some others, aren't afraid to be completely straight with me. James, Putin. Was it the fucking music that drove him off or what? Oh, you know what? Let me check on that. Let's check on that fucking Senate confirmation. Let's hear what we got going on. All right. It sounds like they are quiet. What should I do? Should I put my dumb ass smaller? God, that's weird. Why was it rounded? Odd. Crazies, man. Sorry, I'm trying to get my fucking directions right with this shit. I love you, PBS, but I gotta cover up your stuff. Order! The house will be in order! Marjorie Taylor Greene, sit your ass down. Sit your white ass. Sit your six-toed white ass hillbilly. Sit your six-toed white hillbilly ass down. That's right, I said it. Jim says in related news, that was clean sock day at the prison. Well, she, as much as she was able to, right? And plus her being older and quite funny. And you know what it takes. There are no most funny folks are pretty well informed, at least. I was going to say smart, but certainly well informed, I guess. Up to date, current events type shizzle. But yeah, she kind of hinted to that about men having their hands in their pockets like polite gentlemen while they sang. Jim says, through no fault of mine, I was at Disney. GR Floridian? I don't know what the GR means. My daughter was 8 and my son 4. They had got tired and go for a nap. After lunch, I hung in the pool with all the au pairs. Bobert, stop vaping and you're getting hand out of his crotch, right? Polbert. How have those folks, is that crazy though, Jim? It's like, I was going to say, how have those folks gotten so quiet? But I suppose when you have fucking the SpaceX cadet and Space Cadet X. That's funny. I wonder, what's his? Has he ever said like what his deal was with the letter X? Anyways, yeah, it's like MTG and Boebert and folks like that have kind of flown
Madam
under
President,
the radar since.
The chair recognizes the Democratic leader.
I ask unanimous, no quorum. Okay, Madam President, this week, Senate Republicans will force a pair of nominees through the Senate they know perfectly well do not merit confirmation. But Republicans will confirm them anyway, because Donald Trump is strong-arming them into submission. Today, Senate Democrats are here on the floor to oppose one of those two nominees, Tulsi Gabbard. She's been nominated by the President to serve as Director of National Intelligence, the #1 intelligence officer of the entire federal government. By now, there's no question about whether or not Ms. Gabbard is qualified to lead America's intelligence agencies, because by any objective measure, and by every objective measure as well, she is not qualified. From the moment she was nominated, both Democrats and Republicans were puzzled by this choice. Of all people Donald Trump could have picked to oversee national intelligence, he picked someone known for repeating Russian propaganda and getting duped by conspiracy theories. Do Republicans honestly think this is the best person for the job of all the other so many qualified people? 52 Republicans voted last night to advance her. But I know both sides of the aisle still remain troubled by this nominee.
Last night.
I hope, I pray, for the sake.
Forgot I changed the audio last night, so I can't hear it unless I listen with you guys.
Colleagues think very carefully before casting their vote. I hope they think about the safety of our people, the concerns of our allies, and the threats posed by the likes of Putin and Xi and others before casting their vote.
Forgot I changed the audio.
Every single Democrat, I'm proud to say, will oppose the nomination of Tulsi Gabbard, because we simply cannot in good conscience trust our most classified secrets to someone who echoes Russian propaganda and falls for conspiracy theories. It is alarmingly dangerous, not just bad, but dangerous, to trust someone like that. The job of national intelligence is a matter of life and death. The job is to oversee all 18 of the nation's intelligence agencies. DNI would be the top intelligence advisor to the President of the United States. It would be their job to decide what intelligence reaches the President's desk and what does not. Few positions in government carry the burden that DNI will carry every single day. The person who serves as DNI, therefore, cannot be someone controversial. They cannot be someone who has to literally convince senators to ignore their checkered past, to ignore their conspiratorial views, and essentially ask senators to hold their nose while they support her. And that's what Tulsi Gabbard has had to do with so many Senate Republicans. Who is kidding who? Who are our Republican colleagues kidding when they talk about that she's a good choice? It's incredible. It's incredible given her long list of frailties and dishonesty and conspiracies. There should never be a shred of doubt that the DNI is qualified and informed and shows sound judgment. Tulsi fails to meet, she wouldn't meet a low bar, but this job has a very high bar because it's so important to our security. The Director of National Intelligence must be fluent in the truth. Fluent in the truth. But Ms. Gabbard speaks the language of falsities and conspiracy theories. Shortly after, listen to this, America. This is who they want to put in. This is who Donald Trump wants to put in. Someone who shortly after Russia invaded Ukraine, Gabbard's infamously spread a false conspiracy theory. She suggested that the U.S. was supporting bioweapon laboratories in Ukraine without a shred of evidence. You know where this myth came from, Donald Trump? From Russia. It was spread to justify Putin's invasion. That alone is more than enough to be disqualified for anyone seeking to become the top intelligence advisor to the President of the United States. But the world is inside out, turned topsy-turvy, upside down by Donald Trump. And it is confounding that America is at this point, and even more confounding that our Republican colleagues at this point are going along with someone they know is so patently bad for this agency. They should be ashamed of themselves. There are certain times when you got to buck up. And with Ms. Gabbard, this is one of them. The Director of National Intelligence must be strong against America's adversaries. But Ms. Gabbard has spent years sympathizing not with America's allies, oh no, but with the likes of Putin and Bashar al-Assad. Nobody who plans a secret face-to-face meeting with Bashar al-Assad while he's in the middle of slaughtering his own people should be in this job and can possibly claim to be strong against America's adversaries. After Assad used chemical weapons against his own people, this list goes on and on. It's almost fictional. It's so bad. So after Assad used chemical weapons against his own people in 2017 and 2018, Tulsi Gabbard turned against U.S. intelligence and sided with fringe conspiracy theorists to cast doubt on these two specific incidents. I want to be clear on how strange and troubling this episode was. On the one side, you had the entire United States intelligence ecosystem and the intelligence of the French government and the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons all saying the same thing. Assad used chemical weapons against his own people in both 2017 and 18. These findings were not just conjecture. They were based on satellite imagery, witness accounts, medical experts. In other words, the kind of intelligence data that Ms. Gabbard would be responsible for evaluating on this important job. And then on the other side of all these intelligence experts and all this evidence, you had Tulsi Gabbard, relying on the judgment of an individual who had appeared on Russian-funded propaganda outlets. That's who she relied on. Someone who appears on Russian-funded propaganda outlets, puts out this crazy theory against all evidence of every intelligence agency in the U.S. and other countries, and Gabbard goes for it. She was trying to shield Assad for his inhumane conduct because she met with him. She supported Assad? I have to say, I have never heard of a nominee for any intelligence agency who was so ready and willing to question the findings of America's own intelligence operations, yet accept Russian disinformation so easily, without the same kind of skepticism. And of course, I'm deeply troubled by Ms. Gabbard's long record showing weakness against Russia when it comes to Putin's invasion of Ukraine. On the night Russia invaded Ukraine, a horrible night, and launched the first full-scale invasion of a sovereign nation in Europe since World War II, what was Mrs. Gabbard doing? She was on Twitter at 11:30 blaming NATO and the U.S. for starting the war. This is the head of national intelligence? Give me a break. She was saying that the war could have been avoided had NATO and the U.S. had just accommodated Putin. That's who we're going to have as the head of DNI when we deal with our adversary, Vladimir Putin. Russian TV, of course, aired Tulsi Gabbard's comments shortly thereafter. And now, with all this evidence, Republicans want to make this person the top U.S. intel chief. Who could believe it? Where's all our right-wing friends in the hawkish community? Where's the editorial pages of these right-wing newspapers? When Ms. Gabbard had the opportunity to repair her image before the Senate Intel Committee and ease the deep worries senators from both sides of the aisle have about her, she only exacerbated the worries. She refused to state the very obvious truth about Edward Snowden, that he's a traitor who stole sensitive intelligence and now lives in Russia under the watchful eye of Russian security services. We've had so many of our Republican colleagues denounce Snowden, and now they vote for Ms. Gabbard. Incredible. I can't imagine what our allies were thinking watching Tulsi Gabbard testify and refuse to do something as simple as condemning Edward Snowden. I fear the great erosion of trust between the U.S. and our allies, whose intelligence we rely on to keep Americans safe. We have a good sharing arrangement with them. I fear that erosion should Gabbard be confirmed. Senate Republicans know very well that Gabbard has no business advising the president on matters of classified intelligence. They know her judgment is way off the mark. Way off the mark. They know her troubling history of pushing conspiracy theories and repeating Russian propaganda. So deep down, this nominee is about one very simple question. What do Senate Republicans care more about? Doing the right thing for national security, making sure a known conspiracy theorist, a believer in false information, someone who has no fact-based analysis of anything, do they care more about doing the right thing for national security? Do Republicans care more about doing the right thing for national security, or doing whatever is necessary to keep Donald Trump happy? The American people will know the answer tomorrow. I yield the floor.
Under the previous order, the Senate stands adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Well, that was perfect timing.
Under the previous order, the Senate stands adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow.
There we go. Holy shit, 2 days just to fucking... Hold on, you guys, let me get rid of this. Make sure this shit's off. Well, that was perfect timing.
Under the previous order, the Senate stands adjourned until...
I don't need to hear that. The queen alive took a bow, then she turned to go. 37 days, you guys, 2 hours and 17 minutes until spring. And I know James is like, who wishes for fucking winter to hurry up and come along? Aussies, that's who. No, it's not funny. I can't imagine. I'm getting ready to deal with the other end of that this week, James. Starting tomorrow, 1 o'clock, we have, well, they said only a couple inches of snow tomorrow afternoon, and then Thursday night it gets heavy. We're another 4, but yeah, here on the lake, that could, because it's going to be in the fucking teens. It could be, it could start to pile up. Lord knows that's how it goes. Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to pick. Whoa, don't want to lose the mic, Jay. God damn it. This is a fucking trashy ass fucking studio. That's probably not coming through worth a shit, is it? I really need a tripod with a boom, whatever. Get the stand way the fuck over there, up in my face with some weight. I mean, I have a nice vertical stand, but weighted vertical stand. Bye, bully. Bully, don't be a zero. You don't have to be a fucking douchebag your whole life. Do, 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 do. A little more bass in the signal, touch of reverb. I wonder how, I gotta hear that a second. How is that acoustic coming through? Fucking douchebag your whole life. Dude, don't. Took a bow. That to pile up. Lord knows that's. Yeah, that's probably not coming through. Yeah, Jay, I bought like a fucking cheap ass. Cause this guitar, it's Alvarez, but it's old, and it's pretty beat. I got a new set of strings to put on it that I've had for a couple of years, but I haven't put on because it seems like a waste. I've used this thing, Jay, believe it or not, man, to record my bass lines for tunes. And I usually, I think the last couple times I did, or I recorded this acoustic and off for a tune, I used this mic because the pickup, even going through like my effects processor and shit, it was just really noisy. I mean, it's just a cheap clip-on pick. The problem is like it's really noisy. I've had clip-on pickups before, but for whatever reason, this one is just, it's picking up way too much of the fucking pick hitting on the strings, right? Yeah, I agree. I mean, there is something about this thing that does sound decent. It's just it's pretty haggard. But it doesn't sound good with that clip-on pickup. I don't know what the fuck was I. Well, I guess that fucking your time is gonna come. I couldn't get that out of my head last night, and I was playing on the electric guitar a little bit on clean, and then I grabbed the acoustic, as beat as it is. I'm like, God, that's so fucking cool. Lying, cheating, hurting, that's all you seem to do. Running around every guy in town, putting me down for thinking I'm someone new. This is all I got to say to you, woman. I was telling Human earlier that that fucking song and album changed my life at around 13, 14 years old. I probably heard it before that, but yeah, I think I put that in the fucking description, Jay, about the. Oh, I didn't. Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't. Well, Trump threatening to unleash hell in Gaza. Yeah. Yeah, there's so much. It's, God damn it. I wish I could remember who I seen talking about it the other day. We've talked about the same thing before, basically, that the steamy piles of shit that the fucking, that Trump and the GOP and now all the fucking new players in that crime syndicate, the number of steaming piles of shit they drop every day, it's just impossible to fucking address each one. So, like, I want to say it was Sarah Longwell. She's like the Bulwark's producer. Like, it's easy to get, I guess, overwhelmed in a sense. Maybe that's why I have, I was telling Jim a minute ago about my list, and it's like I don't even know where to start any right now, because it's like even if you didn't mind getting up to your fucking chin and fucking horse shit, where are you going to shovel it to? Jim says in positive news, prices are going down. Russia and Ukraine are at peace, and Trump Gaza has oceanfront units to spare. Yeah. Well, that's what was it? I think it was yesterday, right? His comments about Hamas not releasing 3 agreed upon prisoners. Now, obviously, it sucks that it seems like each time we fucking talk about Gaza, Hamas, Israel, Palestinian people, the crimes by Hamas, the crimes by Bibi, like, you gotta fucking explain that you're against fucking terrorism, right? Like, you don't support terrorism, and folks, and I look, I am not afraid to address the same thing about, hey, these motherfuckers are accepting it, they're putting up with it, they're allowing Hamas to be embedded in their communities. It's like, well, what do you, sure, some of that's true in a sense. Does that mean, are you sure that even if you have, can you hold a child accountable in that sense? And if you can or can't, doesn't matter. How about the mothers? Can they're an adult. Can you hold them accountable? Probably, if you know that they are willingly taking part and support 100% of the terrorist act, and not interested in fighting just a dirty and bloody of a battle to have some sense of democracy and freedom, or at least keep working fucking towards that, because you don't ever fucking dig up diamonds if you don't start fucking digging, right? And so now you got to find and be sure that that's who you're fucking killing. It's just those folks, right? And we know. I'm just, pissy about it because I've been following the fucking shit in Palestine for a long time. Palestine, I say, because that's all I believe. That's how I feel. society as a whole, probably this whole planet, right, has pretty fucking big issues if we cannot if we have an American president threatening to unleash hell. I mean, think about his words and then go watch some aerial footage of what Gaza looks like. It's already hell. It is hell. Gaza is probably could easily be the most hellish place on earth right now, right? Maybe whatever's going on there in the Republic of Congo or with their neighbors is pretty nasty, but yeah. In Ukraine, of course, but Gaza has to be just about the most hellish place on earth right now. Human says, but what about the ones who aren't Hamas but are Gaza and Palestine? Exactly, brother. Exactly. And shouldn't have to leave. How exactly will they be made to want to leave? Yeah, I know, brother. I know. It's Human, how fucking bad does it feel that we're even sitting here fucking having to fucking discuss this shit? Right? It's like such a fucking juvenile argument to somehow defend any sort of military actions against what's left of Gaza and the Palestine. I don't know what to say, man. It bothers me, dude, because it's fucking sucks. Because honestly, I don't think none of us think we're changed. You guys know. I don't think I've ever given off that sort of vibe that somehow I think I'm going to be changing the world or doing any great difference more so than anybody else by doing these streams or whatever. But I think it's just important to do whatever we can, right? At least the best we can. And it fucking kills me, dude, because what do we do as individuals right now? What the fuck can honestly, it's just, it makes me sick, man. Like we're just sitting here in our fucking Western country and going, yeah, there's nothing we can do. Fucking crazy ass world. Human says, I don't think I've blocked any of your accounts, B. Who is B? Is there somebody here I can't see, you guys? It gets weird like that once in a while. Yeah, I don't see. Anyways. Jay says, if people think Cruella will stop the next 9/11 like the DNI is supposed to, if they think CDC being banned from telling citizens about bird flu outbreaks, that was something that I didn't get in the description because there's been another transmission to humans, right? Outbreaks of RFK Jr. is going to help us after it does. Human says they called Biden genocide, Joe, but this is perfectly okay. It's yeah, exactly. What the fuck, Human? God damn it, dude. Sorry, I don't mean to. What the fuck is up with them, brother? Seriously, man. Trump is fucking threatening to unleash hell on people that have been through just about the worst fucking year and a half, 2 years that any community, any people could go through. I mean, it's what a tough fucking son of a bitch Trump is, right? What a fucking man. You're a fucking hero, Trump. America threatening the Gaza Strip, the Palestinian people in the Gaza Strip, after it's just been completely fucking flattened by some other fucking Jewish kook, right? Some Jewish kook. Being a Jew has nothing to do with it, I guess. It's fucking disgusting. What a fucking man. All you Trumpers, what a leader, right? You guys must be so motherfucking proud. Right? Like, just a whole bunch of fucking high schoolers circled around a fucking 6-year-old on the ground kicking them, right? Or something? I don't know. The President of the United States threatening the people of Gaza. Yeah, if there's somebody here that I can't see, you guys, with the initial B, I just caught what Human was saying, addressing someone with the initial B. Just fucking tell them to unblock me or get another account if I happen to have had them blocked, or any of you mods can go ahead and fucking send them on their way. None of us are goddamn saints, but what a fucking hero Trump is. We have issues, you guys, because it can't be 77 million people or whoever the fuck voted for Trump have mental issues, right? Like, there's some sort of I asked a couple months ago, it's like, there's no way, am I missing something? That's possible for sure. But then I talk with so many of you guys, and it's like, how could they all be fucking just as completely fucking ignorant and blind? It's just not possible. There's just no way there is no fucking extreme deep state. Yeah, there's a lot of dirty shit, a lot of fucking pockets being greased on both sides of the aisle. We don't have time to talk about that shit because we're trying to fucking save our own ass for the last 8 years. How could so many people, it's mass psychosis, right? I was going to say, how could it be possible into the information age of today, right? With the ability we have. But, me and Mac were talking earlier, and it's like he said something about him being fucking weak, and it's like they're lazy. It's laziness that gets you believing bullshit. It's laziness breeds ignorance, which breeds fear, which breeds violence or hate and violence, right? If you're lazy, you're not going to fucking learn what you need to. And if you're not learning what you need to, you're fucking ignorant. And if you're ignorant, you're going to have biases and paranoia and unfounded fucking fears. And then you're going to be, fear breeds defenses, right? Opposition. You're afraid of it. And then what? When you're afraid of something, what do? Fight or flight. It's laziness that has got us to a fucking violent, fascist precipice. Is it bully? Bully, 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 bully. Bully. Oh, Shrieking James Bully. I don't think I have a... Yeah, this other account doesn't have a wrench. Whatever. I can't see him. You guys are good. You could... I'm surprised James didn't fucking remove him. Yeah, but that's fine. Whatever. I can't see him. Yeah, Bully does his best to be polite, but we all know it's just the dude's a sick bastard at times, and really bad lately too, not like in the past years. I'm gonna lose this mic if I fucking try being any more dumb. Let's try that again. I'm gonna wait a stay, gonna make you pay for that great big hole in my heart. No longer is it you're gonna be on my mind. This is all I got to say to you, woman. Bully, don't be a fucking... Bully, you are usually... You're at least creative and, I don't know, aware enough to have captured quite a few folks' attention that I have a lot of respect for. A-Bear, Human, right? Mighty. Some folks will fucking give you the time of day. And of course these are pretty respectful people, but what do you get? Dude, this is my one, maybe not only, but this is the big question for me when it comes to Trumpers. What the fuck is your motive? What is the mo? Because other than sociopaths, there's usually some sort of motive, monetary gain, status gain. Maybe you're just really doing something, you feel you're really doing something positive for and selfless, but we know that's not possible if you're a Trumper, I'm saying. So what is it, dude? What is it that drives someone like you who can be easy enough to talk to, you know? It's weird. Did you, Human? Dude, how much are you loving those axes anyway? Oh, sorry. What do you want to hear? What do you want, human? You want an E? Give me an E. I'm going to lose this mic. Human, I use that if you put in standard guitar tuning. I've used that same fucking video for, God, I don't know how many years when I tune this thing. I mean, I could tune it to my guitar, but I'm usually just sitting here in front of the PC anyway. Up. Queen alive took her bow, then she turned to go. Prince of Peace to his soul, walk the night alone. I'd love to have a mandolin just for that tune. Oh, dance in the dark of night. The sky is filled with good and bad. Mortals never know. Bring it back. Jay says using headphones or earbuds in ear monitoring will give you the volume on vocals in your ear so that your pitch will. Yeah, Jay, that's what I need, brother. That's a lot of times what I struggle with, especially like because I don't have monitors, like monitor speakers. So whenever I jam out live, like if I'm standing up a few times, you guys have probably seen that. I got this mic I'm set up just in front of my mains enough to where I don't have, and thankfully I don't have any feedback issues up here, but so I can hear all my backing tracks and my vocals coming through the main speakers because I don't have monitors or a band, with their rigs behind me. So yeah, I mean, dude, I haven't, and I gotta say, I should grab that a second. I'm gonna have to go do a BRB anyways. I know it's going to get knocked down because it's the Beatles. Jay, I know I'll probably ask you a billion times, brother, but hit me up at TV2Media at Outlook if you have a email address that you don't mind yapping with me through. I don't know why I can never get away with any fucking Beatles tunes. I haven't listened to Here Comes the Sun yet, but that's definitely one of my favorites. Uh, that was one of the top 20 intros that Rick Beato highlighted. Hold on, I'm going to play Jay's version. I haven't heard it yet. I'm going to crank it up because I got to go do a BRB, but I'm going to play Jay's post of Here Comes the Sun. Little darling, I see the smiles return to the faces. Do-do-do. I've shared a couple times with you guys my story of, and I honestly remember sitting at 4 years old. I was born in Holland, Michigan, and we only lived there up until I was about 4. But I have just 2 or 3, 4 memories, short memories of that house. And one of them is sitting in front of my dad's little suitcase record player. And my mom told me later on in life that she had to hide Yellow Submarine, the 45 of Yellow Submarine, because I wouldn't stop playing it. Sky a blue, sea a green, in my yellow submarine. All right, here's Jay for all you lovely people. Go over, Jay, throw up your link, brother. I'm just going to bring up this, up your tune, but throw up your link. In my yellow submarine, submarine. I was muted, wasn't I? Ha. I'm not fucking repeating all that shit. Other than I have to make sure Jay knows I said that. That was a beauty acoustic version of Here Comes the Sun. I'm a fucking goddamn amateur. Little darling, I see the smiles return to the faces. Do-do. Yeah, Eleanor Rigby, though, the strings version on Anthology is, that's definitely one of my faves. I really, really love B-side of Abbey Road. Saw Her Standing There is fucking stupid good, right? And then some of the fucking cliche shit like Back in the USSR, that's fucking ridiculously good. Anything, I mean, the early shit where Paul was just fucking hollering, holy crap, you know? She came in through the bathroom window, that opening line. She came in through the bathroom window. Yeah, you guys share all Jay's shit. Share Jay's shit. You can post, we can, I think we're allowed like 5 posts to our channel now. Even if you don't, like, post your own videos or anything like that, you can share to your community tab any YouTube videos without any sort of negative recourse. Human says Sergeant Pepper refrained, end of the album. Human, one of my favorite stories about Sergeant Pepper's was when maybe it was the second trip that the Beatles had made to America or so, I don't know. Wasn't Sergeant Pepper's their last album? I don't know. Or was it Abbey Road? Fuck, I don't know. Anyways, was they did some small club, I guess, or something, and Jimi Hendrix was there, and it was like a fucking Monday night or some bullshit, and Hendrix opened his show 2 days later with Sergeant Pepper's. That was in an interview that I'd watched with Paul McCartney. That's one of my favorite stories. I think there's some pretty shitty clips of that, of Hendrix's playing Sergeant Pepper's like 2 days after he had heard it for the first time. Jay says the Beatles used to own the Billboard Top 10 such an extent that no one made an album without a Beatles song, right? Oh, Human says no, that's way before that. Oh, Human says I think that happened when Hendrix visited the UK. No, you could be right, brother. Yeah, that's possible. I thought it was a show that they did here somewheres, but sure, that's possible for sure. So you're familiar with the story, though. Isn't that cool? Pretty damn cool tune. I don't really want to stop the show. Billy Shears. That Beatles doc that I watched 2 weeks ago, um, kind of about them recording their first couple albums. They did. They were like always, like in the early days, they were looking to cover tunes from bands that everybody else wasn't covering. God damn it! Now I can't remember what song it was, but it ended up being one that they focused on, spent a bunch of time on, and it was the flip side of the Olympics 45. They did Going Out West, I think. I think the Olympics. Going Out West where I belong. Do 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 do. The Ramones redid that tune, but I think when that came out for the Olympics, the original band, whatever was on the B side of that 45 was a tune that the Beatles covered. Now I can see Billy's dumb ass for a minute. Yeah, Jay says the Beatles, Floyd, and Hendrix hanging out at underground raves in London. Bye, Bully. A-Bear got him. I didn't even see A-Bear come in. Did I miss you, sister? I'm supposed to be putting the clips together for you. Did you ever send them to me? I'm calling her out now. Only me and the other mods can probably see that she's present. Darlene says, thank you, TV. You're welcome. I'm a fucking sketchy son of a bitch, I tell you. I don't know when the last time I got on cam and mic. It's been close to 2 weeks. I get fucking all start getting the Joneses. Thankfully, the some of the Senate hearings and shit have kept the channel active, but yeah, no, Bully can go. He was here under some other account earlier that I couldn't see. I ask if ever, I mean, sometimes human likes to fucking beat him at racquetball, but nobody spoke up, so bye, Bully. Jim says he don't see A-Bear. You should now, brother. A-Bear says she has a note from Mom. Jesus Christ, Bully. Who is Jill? I should keep you around for a second just to fucking find out who Jill is. Are you getting filtered, Darlene? I couldn't say bash the fash in my own fucking chat like a week or two ago. I have been censored probably 3 or 4 times in the last year and a half in my own chat and it never happened before. Oh, Jill Biden, Mac? Yeah. See, brother, that's how little fucking credence I give to their fucking nonsense. I don't even know who they're fucking ranting about anymore. What did you say, Darlene? I'm curious what you were trying to post, what YouTube's fucking filtering. Jim asked if Bully is a new format like Trump fat ass. Jim, you don't remember Bully from Mighty's Venus Streams? They won't let you say smash? Yeah, that's weird. Like, White House chat's terrible, but I don't have any filters on. All my comments are able to go. They don't have to be fucking reviewed. I did try to the other day. I got a screenshot, I think, of it. I looked up You Can't Bring Me Down by Suicidal Tendencies, and instead of showing the results, it asked me if I needed help. This was in YouTube search. Human is away from the keyboard for a few minutes. Jim says he struggled with bully trauma for years, PTSD, post-bully traumatic syndrome. I know, A-Bear. It's really fucking dark right here. I know it's a lousy excuse. I know, sister. Trust me. Not that I'm that vain, but I know it's terrible. I was set up not long ago to where I'm closer now, but I have to move back when I'm playing the guitar. You guys wouldn't be able to see the guitar. It'd be either my crotch or my face. I do have. They're probably so fucking filthy, it's ridiculous. I don't know how much they're gonna help from this distance. My nose is so fucked up that they won't sit straight. It's still there. These are just like Dollar General reading. If I get them off the end of my nose, I can see you guys a little bit better. Jim says yeah, it's not helping that much. I mean, I could use my fucking magnifier, my screen magnifier that I use quite often. I need to do that maybe. There we go. Holy, yeah. A-Bear says, having a grand time working on a new, yes, they said that video. Will get you the clips in the morning. Got busy with art today. No worries, sister. As long as you're staying active and happy, I like that. Yeah, I got to start using this screen magnifier because these... I honestly don't mind wearing my reading glasses. I usually only wear them if I'm drawing, where I'm not constantly Like if I had them on reading you guys, then I'd have to have them off to see anything else I'm doing. Yeah. I'm getting to that age, Bear. I could fucking rock some fucking spectacles. Listen here now. Look down. Look over my glasses, down my nose, over my glasses at you guys. See, that's how fucking fat my nose is. They won't sit down there. Unless I ruin them. I don't know. What kind of glasses would I get, though, you guys? Like, I'm thinking, this is almost the best they've ever looked on me. I don't know. Fucking lighting's kind of shitty, but aren't my eyes already fucking buggy enough, though? I think I need some frameless glasses, so with blue lenses. You guys would be able to see the blue, but not me. Oh, that hurts though, man. Whew. Yeah, that's a tough one. Like being in between, it starts fucking. It gets just as bad as not having them on. If I try and look at anything else. Jay says they got little pads at the drugstore to keep your glasses from slipping. Jim says he's throwing a flat, sexy, and Schumer in the same sentence. I look very sophisticated with my glasses and fucking gray beard and mohawk. Thin ass mohawk. Jay says someone got to teach the youngins. Penny and Big Bang Theory flashback. Brainiac. Mac reminded himself why pig burgers were so damn funny today. Yeah, I tell you what, White House chat has encouraged me to be more creative with my posts. I was pissed the other day. Sometimes I think about saving screenshots of what I was trying to fucking post just to yap about, but I think fucking so fucking petty, boring bullshit. But man, I don't know how many times I split up the words, split up the post, which was only like 2 sentences. And I could not, I don't know, I tried like 4 times, I'll bet at least, and I couldn't get any of it to post. I'm like, what? I don't know. It's fucking strange. Me and Mighty figured out, though, that if the algorithm over in the White House chat thinks that all that you're insulting anybody, like if you say you are, it gets real fucking gray area, like what comes next after you are. You are cool, you are an asshole, right? Bill, Fred, what's up, brothers? Max says with the blue lenses. Yeah, I always liked like John Lennon's glasses. Bill says the Turkish-backed All right, let me use my fucking screen magnifier. Turkish-backed national Turkish-backed Syrian National Army (SNA) has engaged the U.S.-backed Syrian Democratic Forces (SDF) near Tishreen Dam and Kara Kozak. I know I fucked that shit up. Kara Kozak bridge east of Aleppo. ISW Turkey is a NATO ally. Well, so that on paper, Turkey's a NATO ally. Bill says Earth TV has an agenda and it ain't a good one. Yeah, Bill, I owe props to you. You're the one that turned me on to the fact that they are a German-owned. It's owned by some German conglomerate or whatever. I've been watching a lot of shit on that. What is it? God damn it, I can't even remember. ADF party, RDF, ADF, something like that. Anyways, I had it fucking straight in my head a few weeks ago, and now I can't remember. But I've been watching a lot of the fucking far right fascist movement crap in Europe, and especially Germany. But none of it's really a surprise. I mean, it's even in the fucking mainstream news, right? Like, major new European news networks. I don't know about like fucking whatever the fucking Fox version there in the UK is, but like France 24, Al Jazeera, they've run shit on the elections there in Germany recently. And in not just Germany, in the Netherlands, France has seen it. Jim says that's okay on paper. The U.S. is a NATO ally too. That shouldn't make me laugh so hard, should it? God damn it. Jim has a nice fucking sense of humor rooted in sarcasm. I love that. Well, I don't know that he was being sarcastic necessarily. Who was asking me what the next step is? Like, so the judges rejected whatever Trump's fucking bullshit of firing federal employees. Was it me and Human? Was it me and you yapping about that? Like, what would happen next? How would they enforce that? Like, Trump would have to have some sort of in law enforcement or whatever at these agencies' buildings or locations arresting folks. I would guess. I don't know who he would do that with. Fred says for every dollar in budget, the CFPB has returned $4 to U.S. consumers from fraud. That's what you want out of the government, right? Same with U.S. aid. Bill says no Republican rep or Chud said boo about it 4 months ago. Right, exactly. It's none of these things are issues, and I'll finish up Bill's comment, but none of these fucking things are issues to the Trumpers until fucking bonkers orange guy fucking gets stoned and somebody feeds him. That's the shitty part. Like, we really see how, I guess, smart or well informed these Project 2025 motherfuckers are, right? Because the shit is happening. 100%. Trump ain't having nothing to do with it. All these motherfuckers, not even like Musk, Vance. There's people that we're not even hearing about in the background that are fucking making all this shit happen. Because it's, the fucking faucet feeding Trump all this bullshit. You guys know, I'm not trying to talk down to you. You guys know Trump has no idea how the fuck our government works. Anyways, Bill goes on to say they want the institutions gone without or perhaps knowingly aiding our adversaries, right? Yeah, Jim says he's pissing all over the USMCA, what he called the greatest trade deal, right? Yeah, Bill says it's death cult believing they'll be the last group standing. Bill, I don't get it though. Like, I'm not that fucking profound of a person, right? I mean, certainly no more than any of you guys. Who wants a bunch of fucking... When I was in school, the teacher told us, and I don't even think it was a book. She just started telling us the story about the bubble people. And everybody was this perfect, beautiful, clear bubble. And one day one of them fell and got scratched. And he got real fucking popular and famous because he was different than everybody else. Then before you knew it, they were all going around jumping off buildings, banging up themselves, hurting themselves, right? To be different. I always, I know it's a kind of a silly, maybe pretty thin analogy, but it always makes me think of the Trumpers. Like, you're literally, well, I guess like the fucking cutting off your nose to spite your face, or however that all works type of, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, like they just think, like, who, I guess my point is, who the fuck, how fucking defective do you have to be to not want any sort of variations around you, right? Like, you just want everyone to totally, like, that's, utopia if everybody agrees with you. Jesus Christ, we're fucking screwed, you guys. All right. I got a little bit left, more left in me, but I do need to do a BRB real quick. So I appreciate you guys all hanging out, coming by. I was telling Mrs. V before all y'all got in here that I had a chance to fucking yap Jim's ear off for a good 45 minutes or something, which was cool. But yeah, hang tight, you guys, and I'll be right back. Should we do a little bit of maybe play a little bit of this new tune? Keep inspiring Jay to get some lyrics at it. All right, I'll be right back. Drop my mouse. See, why is shit quiet all of a sudden? I'm back. P-Dubs, what's up, sister? Updates on mom. P-Dub says she's not strong enough to be left alone right now. Her blood pressure drops every time she stands up. Did you guys, were you able to get her into the rehab place, Patty? Gotta expand my damn shit. Maybe you're so right. I can't fucking read. Jay says I was thinking about writing about Tulsi Gabbard, but I declined to sing a shameful love song from Al-Assad to Cruella de Vil. Yeah, you got me thinking in that way the other night, Jay, that I don't know about making it a comedy fucking lyrics. We could go to town on all of Trump's noms. Human said TV's on fire right until I said that. Yeah, I know. I'm not like completely familiar with the song yet. Like, if I'm not paying attention to those tracks, I don't know when it ends. Patty says, hey, TV, just stop, say hello. Not yet. We're working on it. Still getting mom in the rehab place. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Bill on that. And I'm sure Patty definitely feels you, Bill. Bill says, not trying to drive you towards religion or anything, but old churches do have services you can rely on. Yeah, I mean, look, we have. I wish I should probably find out the church on our corner. It's been there for a very long time, but the pastor lived kitty corner from us. I don't know, they sold the house 2 years ago probably. So we lived across the street from him for a good 14 years. And he built the new church kitty corner from the old one. They still have the old one as a teen center. But yeah, he knew how I felt about, I mean, I even attended services and stuff. And I've talked with you guys a little bit about my time in the church and all that. There's a lot, my daughter marrying a preacher's son. But anyways, long story short, I agree with Bill that there's a lot of good Christian folks, and not just Christian, but there's a lot of God-fearing, loving, believing folks that really are all about, trying to focus on what I guess Christ said to do and be like. Jay says the best comedy is ones given in tears. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think we said something about me and Jim were talking about Kathy Lee Gifford. It's like you got to be witty at all. You have to be informed and intelligent, and I guess the deepest, most meaningful things can be the most painful, and sometimes at the same time, the funniest, or just what else can you do but go, holy shit. I've had a lot of those this last week, you guys, with all the Trump shit. I really have. In the fucking truck listening to NPR, here catching clips, or at home, catching clips on YouTube or the internet, whatever. I'm rarely speechless. Shocker, I know. Yeah, I agree. Again, Bill says have the council meeting in the parking lot. If maybe just to add to what Bill said, if you're unsure, and I'm saying they got folks there that are used to this more than counseling. They know ins and outs and next steps. Right, and folks that just will have absolutely not the slightest inkling of judging you for not, if you don't, aren't a believer. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's for fuck's sake. That's not that I'm a Christian, right? But isn't that, I have some Christians close to me that I love very, very much, and they do a pretty good job at fucking walking the walk, walking the talk. None of us are perfect, but it's like, yeah, that's there's people out there, like Bill says, Patty, that are just affiliated with the church, but their only goal is to get you, your family, your mom moving, in the right direction. That's their only goal, period. Maybe when it's all over and you come back and thank them or something like that, they might want to preach to you a little bit, right? Maybe. I shouldn't say preach, but, just share what they believe. And you got to say, if those folks that are doing the best of what we have to offer as humans, attribute to them doing that to their love and faith in the Lord, whatever religion, right? Whatever God. I'm okay with that. We love you, Patty. I second, third, ditto, on and on what human says. We love you, sister. You guys rock. Hey, Bear buggered off quick, didn't she? Jesus. Patty is a long timer. I think just about all of us here have, well, basically we've all known each other for quite a long time, and basically the same amount of time. Like, I don't know about you guys, but how much do you love Mighty? I'm serious. He's a humble motherfucker in ways that I've never really discussed much. He really is. I know that like when he started doing the Vina streams that he probably didn't have in mind, hey man, I'm gonna fucking just this stream is gonna be a magnet, not him necessarily. The stream is gonna be a magnet for some really good people, right? And it was, but I don't know. I mean, I understand it's just chance and all that, but seriously, like if Mighty had never streamed, how many of you guys would have had a chance to get to know? How many of the other chatters would you guys have gotten to know that you'd be like, fuck, man, can you imagine not knowing someone like Patty or Bill or Jim Wedge, who I remembered well, and didn't see him for a couple of years. Yeah, Elon using his kid as a prop is gross but ballsy. I can't imagine honestly what it's like in a private home of Elon Musk. It's got to be some weird shit going on at times. Bill says Donald had no idea how to react to his kid. Which kid? What was the interview I seen the other day? An older one with Melania and Trump right after Barron was born. Said something about admitted that he never changed any of Barron's diapers, and Melania said she was more than okay with that. I don't think it's a prerequisite to be a good father. It just I don't know. I think if you have a kid, you should wipe their ass once because I don't know, man. It's such an odd thing. Trump is completely. We've talked about this before. He has to be borderline Asperger's, right? The dude is completely without emotion other than anger. I mean, it's go back and watch his first public appearance after Melania's mom died. It's the most I felt bad just about felt bad for everybody including Trump. He was so fucking just yee, what is this shit? So weird. Yeah, Jim says, I'm not sure, but I think Elon is a contradiction and I miss Mighty, Mighty, Mighty. Yeah, I know you asked me to tell him that you've been around, Jim, or said hi, and God damn it, I don't know that I ever did. I mean, I see him just about every day for a minute or so. I was just trying to scroll around a minute and see if what's this Freed American Mark Fogel? You guys, I'm just now seeing some sort of notification about that. Was that one of the Hamas captives? I was just looking to see if maybe it might happen to be in the White House stream. Not that he lives there, but yeah, Bill says he's got 11 kids from 3 mamas. Yeah, he's like has a compound too, Bill. Like I'm serious. And maybe you already know this, like where I think all his babies and their mamas live. I believe. Like some huge massive amount, over 100 acres or some crazy shit. A couple houses, I don't know. It's like fucking Jim Jones. Jay says Elon admits he was wrong about Gaza condoms when confronted by a reporter. Some things I say will be incorrect. Darlene says, yeah, you should always take turns with your wife changing diapers if you're planning to eat dinner that night. Well, I always did I always exchanged all those tasks with her. Like for whatever reason, like I've always maintained our bedroom period myself. Like just it's always been where I maintain our bedding, vacuuming, dusting, all that bullshit. Anything that needs to be taken care of. The kitchen we've always shared. Bathroom, same deal. I am more fucking willing to get down and do the dirty, deep cleaning. Not that Mrs. V wouldn't, right? But I just don't. That's just how I am. I've always been. I'm no saint or great husband. I mean, I can be a fucking dick to deal with, I guess. I would imagine. So I've heard, anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I've never. Like I have a daughter on each end, right? 5 kids. How old? So 34-year-old daughter and a soon to be 21-year-old daughter. 3 boys in between. But my girls, and I guess I don't worry about none of the family fucking watches my fucking shit show streams, but it's like because my oldest was the first and the oldest and or whatever, you know, I had a bunch of time to spend with her one on one, and I was young, you know, 21, almost 21 when she was born, and can you imagine me 30 some years ago, as wound up as I am now? I was like fucking growing up with my kids, in a sense. And then when the youngest came along, everybody else was already, you know, pretty well established and able to maintain themselves for the most part, other than having to get on them about school, work, baths, and cooking for them. But so, and that's when I was working for myself. And so me and Chewy, my youngest, we were just like, phew. So it's funny that it was like that with the 2 girls, but I always, I never had a problem doing laundry, giving baths, wiping asses, and cutting the lawn and working and cooking, whatever it took. I'll say though, Darlene, that there's no doubt in my mind, and it's not like a point of pride or just whatever. Like, I don't know. If we can't judge ourselves fairly, right? Good or bad. So you would have to ask Mrs. V or the kids, but Certainly, Mrs. V is. I couldn't compare me being a husband and father to what she is as a mother and wife. That's for sure. Yeah, Jay, he was on that. Jay says something. I probably didn't get all the comments on that, but yeah, Jay says like he admits the guy who invaded Mr. Pelosi's home in the middle of the night wasn't his secret lover. He was on that shit again. Not that long ago, Trump was like last week, 2 weeks ago. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Be dirt. I mean, play dirty politics. Why? Jay, this goes back to what, you know, the same question I keep asking myself. What are the Trumpers? And so when I say Trumpers, just the fucking average dumbass voters or idiot chuds we see in chats, or people who elected officials in the House, right? Scalise, Comer, Jordan, right? Like, they have an agenda and a goal in mind, Jay. But what the fuck could it possibly be for people at that level to be spreading the bullshit or keep spreading the hate, completely irrelevant fucking hate about Paul Pelosi, other than to incite violence? But even if they say to themselves, just to themselves, that's the goal. We need to fucking work up our fucking base, even or rather whatever, in the most radical ways. Then they have to say because, right? Because this is what I'll gain out of it. What the fuck do they have to gain from that? I mean, Trump's one person, and though a lot of them are pretty goddamn close to just as nutty as he is, but he it would be like understandable, or you could accept that, hey, there's people out there, there's one in however many millions that are that kooky as Trump, but there's a lot of them right now in the GOP. So my point is, maybe Trump thinks he's going to live for, maybe Trump is someone who's afraid of death and thinks that he's going to live for another 20 or 30 years. Maybe he would. I don't know. He's close to 80, right? So, but what about all these other people? I mean, do they think that if they're somehow able to overthrow our democracy, I mean, just random folks, right? Like Comer, for instance. He knows he's not going to be the guy after Trump if we go into a dictatorship. What are they thinking? Anybody listening to this after it posts or now or whatever, maybe like, what the fuck is TV on about? But seriously, what are these fucking people on about with the choices they're making and the shit the shit show they're supporting? It's not just, oh, I hate their politics. Are you fucking kidding me? No one could ever accuse me of being someone that's just been engulfed in politics and leaned really hard one way my whole life. Not even close. It comes down to there has to be some sort of motivation. And though for sure with each one of these individuals, it's an individual set of agendas or goals, right? It's fucking odd, man. It is. It's very odd that And it has nothing to do with education. It's just odd that people could, whatever it takes, and I don't think it's just living a sheltered life like maybe a lot of elected officials live better than most Americans. And so, you know, and not all, of course, but, you know, like just in general, right? Like they might always be in the 50% plus income range or social status range, their parents or grandparents or whoever. How could they be, how could anybody, such a large group of folks, become so brainwashed? I don't understand. I got to catch up on humans. Thanks, Darlene. I appreciate it. Darlene, you know, it means a lot that you and I have been able to move on past how pretty harsh we were to each other. And you know, you're no fool. And I haven't said anything about it because I think you just deserve better as a human, right? For me to make any sort of point about it that, well, you know how people, I have people, both of us have people that don't like us, right? I've never told any of the people I love and enjoy so much here who they can talk to, and I've been disappointed at times, but it hasn't changed at all how much I respect or care about them, right? We're pretty harsh here, especially with James at the helm. There's no doubt about it. And I don't give a fuck because I know James for so long. And I know his heart. And it's like, how can I ever fucking even question how hardcore he is on anybody that has anything, you know, that might promote or stand with Trump. It's hard for me to accept at this point, too. But yeah. I always do my best and try to keep in mind that we should always do the best we can and push ourselves to the limits to entertain the opinions and concerns of those we don't agree with at all. It's just, you know, it gets real, it gets fucking monotonous dealing with when they come in right away. And it's like, look, why not take what you feel Trump in, because I've done it myself, right? Like I've said, look, these are the things that Trump had said before and like his first term that I agreed with. Like, let's have a better trade deal. Do repeal and replace with the Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act. Replace being the key, right? Like I wasn't all about him fucking doing away with it. Thankfully, he didn't. Right? That's common sense shit. None of you folks, none of you libs that I know and appreciate so much are against common sense fucking legislation. But Trump has just put forth so little of that, you know? So I mean, if you can't come in here as a Trump supporter and at least start picking our brains on policy, then, you know, you can come in here and fucking with a stupid name about Joe Biden, or you can come in here and say, oh, you know, how can you guys be against fucking government fraud and waste? Look what Musk is doing. He's so great. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm just not the fucking sharpest tool or most informed, but I have common sense I think I'm pretty well grounded, and it's like I just can't. I have a hard time tolerating some of that shit, however harmless it is. And that's why James will never go anywhere. Human says, who's going to arrest the fascists in Elon's administration? Right. Yeah, I don't know, brother. If they keep saying fuck judges, what do we do? Yeah, I don't know, dude. Other than, like, human, I guess, like, with the judges shooting down Trump's, it's firing us. I mean, he was able to get away with fire from what it seems, right? I don't know how up in the air it is or where it's at right now, because that's what happens. They just fucking lay down so many goddamn steaming piles of shit. It gets very hard for us who aren't even, like, involved immediately day to day, like lawmakers, to keep, to have a real good fucking take on, because it's changing every goddamn day. We don't have enough time to fucking put rational thought to it sometimes. If they, the judges deny Trump's, these people are told to go back to work, is my guess, human, and then I guess we see what happens. Who was it that kept folks out of the education department building? Was that just local police? That's probably where the rubber's going to hit the road, is civilian law enforcement versus. Well, look, we're never going to have, like, our standing military take the streets. It's just not going to happen. As far as I know, each state has ultimate say over their National Guard. It's, boy, you guys, human, it's going to be about smart people in high positions understanding who they or what they took an oath to, I guess. And do they. It's tough for me, even though I never served. You have two boys that have served, right? And obviously, I have one, and my aunt very close to me. And that honor and orders thing is tough, right? It's going to be tough for some folks, for sure. Yeah, their way or the highway, but the highway just got defunded, shut down. Right. It's, that's what I was, human, that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier about the folks behind the Project 20, I was going to say Agenda 2025. Project 2025 is, these are the people that are really putting us to task now, like in ways that none of us, as far as I can tell, thought. Did any of us have any idea that he was going to attack the U.S. aid the way he has? Or, I mean, certainly we thought that there was going to be some bills put up in Congress about cutting Medicare and that shit, but I mean, talk about a shadow government. We're seeing one right now. Jim says, what policy have a useless poli-sci degree? And am I reading that? Poli-sci? God damn it, my fucking eyes. I'm about ready to fuck off, you guys. I gotta wrap this up with you soon, but so hard. You guys need a fucking couch for TV, and then I can just like chill and yap a different person's ear off each night. A policy, I'd agree, and I'm pretty sure a concept is not a policy. I appreciate you too, darling. I appreciate anybody that's willing to humble themselves, and though I fail miserably sometimes, probably too often, something I always try to do, as aggressive as I might be with my personality, I try to fucking portray some humility. Jay says, if Doge was looking for wasteful spending, then why not have accounts instead of hackers? If the books add up, why do you need every citizen's personal banking? It's a goddamn clusterfuck, Jay. God damn it, don't get me started now. I'm signing off to you guys. It's a fucking joke, right? Again, it's the massive fucking... It's not the size of the piles of steaming shit. It's the amount of piles. What's his name said it, right? The amount of piles of steaming Trump shit in this country is too damn high. All right, you guys. I appreciate you. I do. Like I always say, I'll do this again as soon as just as soon as my psyche allows me to safely. All right. What do you want to hear? All right, we're going to do Paranoid. We're not going to do Paranoid. Maybe I'll send you off with The Keeper. That's the fucking working title I have for that song, because I got to fucking name it something in my streaming software. All right, you guys be good. I'll see you soon, all right? We'll, oh, yeah, yes, we did finish up that Senate hearing to accept the confirmation hearing, I guess. I'll catch you guys soon, all right? Be good. Peace and love. TV2L like a motherfucker.